Hello, we'll start unit number 2 today, that is of object-oriented programming subject of E&TC second year of 2015 pattern, which is concept of object-oriented programming with C++. This is the syllabus topics which are going to be covered in unit number 2. Now we'll see one by one. The first we'll see defining the member functions. The function declared within the class is usually called as member function in C++, and it is called method in object-oriented programming. Many times we call these functions as method also. There's another word which we can use or whichever we find it convenient, whether it is method or a function. The data declared along with some data type is called as data members of that class, or we use another word for data members, that is variables also. The data members denote the property of class and member functions denote the operations on the data. The functions perform some action or operations on the variables. Therefore, they are called as functions, and the variables on which the functions are performed are called as data members or variables. We'll see one example of this, which we have seen in unit number 1 also, that is access specifiers, then classes, declaration of class, access specifiers, and data members, that is variables, and member functions. So initially, after the header files, the class test is declared. This is the way we declare the class. Afterwards, private keyword is used, which is a access specifier, and using that private keyword we have declared some certain variables, that is a, b, and c. Afterwards, another access specifier which is called as public is used, and in public one function is declared, that is int, that is return type of that function. Addition is the name of the function, and some arguments are passed in that function, which is int a, int b. Then afterwards the body part of the function is written, in that c is equal to a plus b, means the addition of variable a and b is put into c variable, and this c, the value of c, is returned back with using integer data type. After the function is finished, another function called as display is declared, and in display the cout is used, where we are displaying the value of c variable, and here the class test ends. In the main function we have created an object of class test using test obj, where obj is the object of class test. In the next line, that is obj dot addition, and we are passing 10 comma 20. That means using an object we are calling the function addition from the class test, which we have declared earlier, and we are passing two variables or two arguments in that, that is 10 and 20, to addition function. Then the addition function is called, and the addition process is performed, and the answer is stored into C variable. In the same way, in the next line, that is obj.display, we are calling the function display using an object of test class, that is obj.display. The display function will be called, and in display we are displaying the value of C, that is the addition of C, and hence at the output we get the sum as 30. In this way, from this example, we can see easily, that is how to declare a class, then how to use uh, access specifier. Here we have used two access specifier, that is private and public, then declaring a function, writing the body part of that function, and in the main class calling the function using the object of that particular class. We have seen all these things in this example. We'll see another example. Here we have defining a member function outside the class. In earlier example, we have declared the addition and display function inside the test class. But in this example, we'll see the addition and display function are just declared in test class, but the body part of both the functions are written outside the class. We'll see that after the header files, the class test is written. In class test, we are declaring the variables ABC as private, and in public, we are displaying two functions, that is addition and display. And after that, immediately the class test is finished. After finishing the class test, we have to declare the body or write the body part of addition function, that is int. Therefore, where this addition function is declared, for that purpose we have to initially write down the name of the class, that is int class, int test, where int is the return type of that class. Afterwards, we are using the scope resolution operator, so that which denotes that in class the addition function is present or declared. Addition, and then we are declaring the function name, that is addition, and then we are passing the two arguments, that is int a and b, that is we are passing the values of a and b to the function addition. Then the body part of the addition is written, that is a plus b. The value addition of a plus b is put into variable c, and afterwards we are just returning the value of c, which is the of integer type. In the similar way, afterwards, the display function is also declared, which you can see easily, that is it is again declared outside the class test, in the same way what we have seen for addition. Void test, again scope resolution and display, that means display function is also declared in test class, and in display we are just displaying the value of c using cout. Now we'll come to the main class or main function. In main function, again we have created the object of test class, that is test obj, and using that obj we are calling the function addition, which is written in test class. Now the compiler will move to, when we execute this particular line, that is obj.addition in bracket 10 comma 20, the compiler moves towards the test class where it finds the declaration of addition function, but the for body part it has to move outside the class, and then it finds the body part of addition function, and then the addition function is executed. And the same thing again for obj.display. Again obj, the compiler will go to class test, it will find the variable function display, it will move again outside the class and it will find the display function, and it will execute the body part of that display function, and the output of this program, again it is sum is 30. The same thing what we have seen earlier also. Now the functions which we have studied earlier also, the same thing, that is it consists of three major parts, that is function declaration, function definition, which we call as function body part, and function calling, which we do mostly by using a object, creating an object of that particular class we call the function. Now we'll see one more type, that is inline function. The inline function is a function whose code is copied in place of each function call. The inline specifies that the compiler should insert the complete body of the function in every context where the function is used. That means whenever we call using a function object in the main class, we create a object of that particular function class and we call the function. Whenever we call that function, uh, immediately after that function, the body part of the number of lines in the body part of that function are copied below the function name when it is called. That means it is called as inline function. We'll see the example of this. In this example, we have written the header file. After header file, one function is written that is called as largest, which is initially written as keyword as inline, and three arguments are passed. And in the body part of that largest function, we have used if, else if, and else to just to define which of the variable is larger. In main function, we have initialized three variables ABC, and afterwards we are using cout and cin. We are taking the value of variable ABC from the user. After taking the value of ABC from the user, we are calling the largest function and we are passing the value of ABC to the largest function. Now the largest function is called, and the three variables ABC are compared with each other and decided which one is the greater one. And at the end, we have declared cout and return 0 because we are not returning anything. Therefore, the output of in the output we'll see enter first number as 20, enter second number as 10, enter third number as 30. But from the user, we have taken 10, 20, 10 and 30 from the user, and we are returning, the program is returning the third number is greatest and it is 30. Making outside function inline. The same way what we have seen earlier, we can write the body part of any function outside the class, and we can call that function using, or we can connect that first function with the particular class by using scope resolution operator. We'll see one example of this, that is making outside function inline. That is, we have created one class which is called as test. In that we have created some variables and function. Some of the variables are private and the function is as public. The variables are int roll number and float marks, and the public function is display, where we are displaying the roll number and marks. And here the class test ends, and afterwards we use the keyword inline, and we are calling declaring the body part of the function display outside the class test. Therefore we have used the scope resolution operator. Here we have declared two variables r and m, and the value of r is put into roll number variable and the value of m is put into marks variable. And afterwards we are using cout for displaying the roll number and marks accordingly. After that we have written the main function, and in main function we are uh, usually we do this same thing, that is test. We have declaring the object of that test class, that is test obj, and using that object we are calling the function that is display, and we are passing the two values of roll number and marks, and the output will be roll number as 10 and marks as 78.89. Here you can see the syntax of making outside function as inline. That is, first initially we use the keyword inline, then we use the return type, where it is here we have written that is void in this example, and the class name which is test, and then the scope resolution and the function name which is display, and arguments that is int r and float m, and then we write the body part of that function.